Hello, hello. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. Your family is good, you good, everybody's doing good. Once again, the Nubian King is here with more dialogue, excuse me, to the intelligent people. Nubian King channel where the intelligent people hang out. And you know me, I do my dialogue, I give you my comments about different things that's taking place in the world events, news. We talk about everything here, intelligent. Over here, you're not going to catch me walking up and down a bunch of crates, busting my behind. And I'm not going to be doing slapstick or even cursing. I don't even like to curse, especially in public, because I feel that when you curse, you actually narrow your audience. And it's kind of, I don't. Okay, I know a lot of people do. And that's what they do. But I just don't like to do all that, cussing, because it kind of make you look like you shout on words, like your intelligence level is kind of weak. Because everything is a cuss word. MF this, F that, F that. And I'm trying to understand what's your point. But then again, the other day, someone sent me a video and said this brother is really going in on these bandits. You need to check this out, Nubian King. And I did, I listened. But after about a couple of minutes, with all of the MF and F this and MF and F this, I stopped listening to it. And then the person sent it to me, asked me, what did I think about it? I said, I gotta finish watching it before I make a comment. And I didn't, so anyway, what I did, I went on and sat and listened to it. And it was so much cussing, man. And, that the brother, when you wipe away all of the cussing, what he said actually took about 12 and a half minutes, but the video was over 30 minutes long. But his point, it didn't take about 12 and a half minutes to make. But here's the thing. When I sat and listened to him, what it actually dawned on me is that he's talking to a particular mindset, a particular thought process, a particular people that's where they're at. Okay? I couldn't reach them people because I'm not going to come in there, cussing and F this and F and mother, So they may not necessarily hear me. Kind of reminds me of the relationship between Moses and Aaron back in the day. Moses was on another plane, and Aaron had to actually speak on Moses' behalf to the people, because where the people was at and where Moses was at was two different places. But what the people needed was what Moses had to give them. But Moses couldn't talk to them because he couldn't speak their language. He couldn't talk like them. And so, when Moses tried to talk to the people, they didn't understand. So Aaron was the one that got it from Moses and turned around and gave it to the people. And so this is what I thought about when I was listening to this, brother speak. And the way he was speaking, I realized he's speaking to a particular mindset, and what he was saying is actually good information. But it was the way he knew he had to deliver it to the people that needed to hear it. And so I ended up listening to the whole thing, and it was quite interesting. He did say what he had to say, but he said it in a manner that those individuals that talk like that could hear it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I got 222 subscribers, and hit that like button so those that's looking for the channel, then it'll help them to find it, because YouTube would say, okay, people liking the information, so we'll put it up, make it easy for them to find, and the notification bell, so that when I do put a video out, you'll get a notification. Now, I didn't start today. I don't want to talk about cursing. What I actually want to talk about is Ye and Kyrie Irving, and this, these group of people that got such a big deal with this information. All right. Ye called him the Red Brigade. Dr. Umar Johnson called him the Untouchable. Just some impossible people. But listen, I have seen a lot of videos breaking down information that you haven't heard before. And in this age of technology and the internet and social media, information now moves at the speed of thought. The speed of thought is faster than light and sound. And this information is shooting across the world at the speed of thought. And information that we haven't heard before is coming out now. And so what I wanted to do is speak toward what I see is the spiritual manifestation of what's taking place here. Okay? And I want to start with my dissertation with Kanye, with Ye. Respect the brother, changed his name, Ye. And spiritually, what he did set all this in motion. And what did he do? He made a statement that was likened to striking a match. You got a little box of matches, and the matches are so small, a little bit of teeny weeny pieces of wood. And so you take that match out, you strike it, and that's fire. Even though it's real small, that's fire. And with that fire, you can start something else to burning. You take the match out, you strike it, you set a piece of paper on fire, a little piece of notebook paper, and then you drop it on the couch, and in the room, and the couch is burning. Couch is burning, the curtain's gonna burn, the walls, the floor. Now the whole house is on fire. And because the house is on fire, the wind blow a little bit, and it takes part of the fire they call the embers floating over and set some trees on fire, bushes, set another house on fire. Next thing you know, the whole neighborhood burning, then the city. And it all started because of one little bitty itty match. That's what happened when Kanye West said, I'm going DEFCON 3 tomorrow on them. Yeah, sure did. He said that. And that started the fire that put the energy to the desire of the brothers and sisters who want to know who they are. And so the ember, pieces of the fire floated over to Kyrie Irving. And what did he do? He pointed the people to some information. Now, looking at this thing from a spiritual position, this remind me of what's written in the Bible, where it says the great whore shall be revealed. Babylon, the great whore. From her ankles, her thighs, her waist, all of her evil and wickedness shall be revealed. Okay? Now, it's information that are coming out now that I've never heard. I'm going to give you an example. I've been living in Israel just over 40 years. When I first came over here, they used to call me Idi Amin Dada. Idi Amin Dada. I mean, so many Israelis would say that. Idi Amin Dada. I heard of the brother, but I didn't really know him. And after a period of time, they just stopped calling me Idi Amin Dada. So I went on. I ain't think about Idi Amin. Every now and then, blue. But I'm saying I've been here living in Israel for 40 years. I came in 1981, May 15th. I landed at 5:40 in the afternoon. That's over 40 years, just over 40 years, right? Now, last night, after being in Israel 40 years, and upon arriving here in the first short period of time of being here, the Israelis used to call me Idi Amin Dada. And I really just didn't know the brother. I didn't know his position. And then, you know, I did. They Israelis were saying he's a bad guy. He ain't good. Who Loba Seder? Loba Seder means you're not good. And so everything that they were saying about the brother, the little bit they did say, was he was a bad guy. He wasn't a good guy. And I'm like, Shazam, they equate me to somebody they don't like. But I didn't know the story. And because of what I was involved in, I didn't do any research to find out why, because it really, you know, it wasn't that important to me. Because they calling me Idi Amin, to me, I kind of like, okay, that's okay. Because they calling me after a powerful African brother that I didn't know his story. And then as time went on, they had nothing but bad things to say about him. But check this out. The reason why I say information is moving around the world at the speed of thought. Last night, I'm sitting in my house and somebody sent me a link to an interview that Idi Amin did way back in the day, explaining about his relationship with the Israelis and what they're doing in his country, that he had to kick them out. What? And he went into detail as to why. They even had footage of him and Gold in My Ear. Gold in My Ear was back there in the beginning with Ben Gurion when they first put this place together in 48 as a state, right? And so this is how far back Idi Amin was. And he broke it down. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, last night. That's after me being here 40 years. And now I'm looking at an old interview of Idi Amin standing there with Gold in My Ear. This is history. That he's revealing things about these people that I ain't never known. And nobody had, because you know, if they sent it to me, a whole lot of people got it. So that's why I'm saying this thing is not about Kanye West, Ye. It's not about Kyrie Irving. It is a spiritual revelation that has caused a fire to begin to burn in the minds of the brothers and sisters to want to know who they are as a people. That's what's going on. Okay. But say the good morning. And so this is what's happening spiritually. Now, another point. 2 nights ago, I was having a conversation with a beautiful sister in America about this same topic, Kanye West, Kyrie, and, you know, what's taking place here, what she see. And she asked me a question that I thought was pretty profound. She said, do you think they're going to kill Kanye? Because we know how they do. You know, when they can't control you, they can't buy you, they kill you. Because you're a threat to them. Because it's something you know. Kanye know them. See, they can say all the bad things they want about the brother. He crazy, he got mental problems, da 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 da. But you ain't never seen no crazy mental problem person become a billionaire. And do you know, when you talk about America, you talking about these people, they always going to lie. They ain't never, ever, never going to tell you the truth. Just like the woman that stood up there and she said that Ukraine have lost 100,000 soldiers are dead and thousands of civilians. But then they edited it out. They edited it out. You can see the edit. But then we found the original footage where she said that over 100,000 Ukrainian soldiers are now dead and 20,000 plus people. But the great whore, Babylon, edited it out because they want you to think a certain way so they can keep stealing the money. And American people keep giving it. Sister told me she went to the cash register the other day at some store she was shopping out there in America, and they asked her, do you want to donate to the war in Ukraine? Sister said no. You want to donate to me and what we dealing with? So anyway, here you got Kanye West that made this statement. And she says, do I think they would kill him? I told her, no. It's too late for that. I said, but they killed Michael Jackson. They killed Prince. You know what I'm saying? Dr. King, when he changed and said, hey, we're coming for our check. Next thing you know, he was dead. Talking about that money. You know what I'm saying? Muammar Gaddafi, he set up and said, we need to make a currency for the whole of Africa. Dead. Cryptocurrency, dying. Why? Because these bandits are hell-bent on not allowing anything to threaten their authority and power. And money is one of the tools that they've used, just like religion and the other lies that they always have told. But killing Kanye West is futile. Why? Because it's not Kanye West. You see, when Michael Jackson made that statement, they made him take it out, about Kite Me, right? They made him take it out. At the end of, but Michael was a boss. He agreed, okay, I'm going to take it out. But when he got to Brazil, kabam, he was singing it again. Huh? His brother was bad. Then, Tupac Shakur, at the end of his song, All Eyes on Me, he made a statement after they finished recording. He said, okay, let's go F some black bees and screw some Jew holes. They made him take the Jew holes out. They didn't want nobody to hear that. But it was okay to say F the black bees. Okay, so we seeing a pattern here. It's okay for you to do your people, not us. Now, this is a spiritual movement, not governed or controlled by any man, but governed by truth, justice, and righteousness. And wickedness is being revealed, because that's what it said. The great whore should be revealed in all her filth. This is a spiritual movement. And that brother made that statement, started the fire to burning in black folks to know who they are. And it just so happened, lo and behold, this other great brother have done extensive work to be able to go in and say, this is exactly who you are. Not just brothers and sisters, but every nation on this planet. I listened to this brother, incredible. One thing about great brother Ron Dalton is when you listen to him, if you listening and paying attention, you'll notice that he remembers all these different people on this planet according to their DNA strand. Because he'll say, oh, that's the E1B12 strand. That's Yoruba. And then he said, yeah, that's E1B3. That's funny, Fulani, right? And then he'll say another DNA strand. And after he tell you the DNA strand, then he tell, yeah, those are Bantu people. And so I'm saying, Shazam, this brother remember all these people according to their DNA signatures, incredible. And so now you look up, they couldn't get Amazon to stop selling it. They put a letter together. Barnes & Noble, they took it off because Barnes & Noble is not as big, wealthy, rich, as Amazon. So they quit, but Amazon still selling it. And so I needed to know myself before I can make intelligent comment. So read the book, reading the book. I ain't seen nothing in the book that you can actually say is anti-Semitic. But it's some information in the book that speaks clearly to their thought process and why they think the way they think. And the brother didn't write it. It is out of their books that they learn and study out of. It's some specific information. I'm not going to tell it because I want you to go buy the book. Because there's a whole lot of stuff in there. Nothing anti-Semitic, but I understand now that it's information that they don't want you to know about them. So they trying to suppress it. It can't be suppressed now. Because you can't imagine how many millions of copies of that book been downloaded, has been purchased, and the DVD, and how many times the movie been watched. Shaq Big Butt sitting up there calling, you know what I'm saying, Kyrie an idiot, is running the movie in his theater. It was been running it. A lot of people done seen the information, but it's always a spiritual initiative that causes people to wake up and now look, listen, and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Because I listened to an interview, and I've listened to a lot, still listen to him. Well, this brother was talking to this young boy, kept saying that he was Jewish. He was Jewish. And so the brother was listening, and it was 3 white dudes and 3 brothers on this panel doing this dialogue. They did this Zoom call. And so the little Jewish boy, he sat there and he was talking all filth, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Nobody interrupted him. They just listened to all this here, whatever he had to say. Then the brother, he said, I'd like to ask a question. And so he said, now, you claim that you are from Ashkenazi. Is that correct? You claim that you're an Ashkenazi Jew. He said, yeah, I'm Ashkenazi. He said, okay. So, according to history, you actually from the lineage of Japheth, one of the sons of Noah. He said, yeah. He said, okay. Then here's my next statement. Now that you verify that you Ashkenazi from Japheth. He said, so how can you claim black people are anti-Semitic when you all are not Semitic yourselves, but black people are? Because we from the tribe of Shem, right? And you all from the lineage of Japheth, who not even Semitic. You know what that dude said? He said, that ain't relevant. That's insignificant. And the brother was like, whoa, wait a minute. What you mean it's insignificant? He said, that's irrelevant. So he tried to play this. He tried to play it down. And I'm like, man, you hear that? So when there was information shared that shows that his information was raggedy, the only thing he could say is what the brother was saying was insignificant. But the brother quickly said, wait a minute now. But this is what you're saying. You said you Ashkenazi. I'm just verifying that, we Shemitic and you not. Oh man, it got deep. It got deep. And the brother brought the receipts. He had the documented evidence. Well, it got deep. Until the little boy got so frustrated, he just left. He jumped off the call. Hold up now. The brother's just making a statement and he telling you the truth. This is historical truth. This is what you all claim. So how you gonna call us anti-Semitic and y'all ain't even Semitic? What? That boy ran. Just like he says in the Bible, he said they'll flee when ain't nobody even chasing them. What you running from? The truth. Or if you running from the truth, then what y'all been doing? And so you see how this spirituality is biting them in the literal behind, and there's absolutely nothing they can do. Every single thing they try to do it shows exactly who they are. Because why would you want to stop the information from being sold? You understand what's happening? And so what happened, they don't accomplish their objective of shutting the information down. It causes people to want to know more. I was reading the comments on one site I was looking at, and the dude, he was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what's going on. See how dumb that is? The dude just pushed the thing, put his head down, ain't trying to pay attention. That's what I have to deal with over here. You see that? I don't even need him to push it. He just make it so damn hard. Look at him. He just pushing like hell. I'm trying to ease it over so I can sit it parallel, and he pushing the hell out of it. Look at that. I don't need him to do that. But you know what make it difficult? The guy's a good-hearted guy. He's very friendly. He treat me with all kind of love and respect. Just ain't too bright. God Almighty. So anyway, you know, when you try to shut down information, it only calls people to want to know more. All right. And so as I'm reading the information, it ain't anti-Semitic. It's information that they don't want you to know about them. That's all that is. And spiritually, when the sister said, do I think they'll kill Kanye? No. Because why? It's not about Kanye. And what happened is Kanye started the fire, and the fire now is burning in millions and millions of people, not even just black people. Because the dude that said that he don't know what's going on, don't know what they're talking about, he said, but by God, I think I'm going out and buy the book so I can see what all the hoopla is about. So now you're talking white people is reading the information, and they're going to go in there and see, whoa, the hell? They didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And so killing Kanye is nothing. You can't do that. It ain't gonna do nothing. Why? Because the information's out there. And you see Jeff Bezos is damn sure ain't interested in not selling it, because this has been one of the greatest shot in the arms financially Amazon has had in a minute. You talking about the lockdown and the you know, the supply chains and all these things going on, and now Bezos got something that he's selling millions of copies every hour. And you know the sales gonna slow down because the market, everybody gonna have it, and then you know it's just gonna be constantly being sold. Not as much as all of this, you know, attention is getting it, but it's gonna constantly be sold. So killing Kanye for what? It ain't that they, you know what I'm saying? It's not that Kanye is a lone soldier, got something only he got. It's the information that they don't want you to know, because they want to keep you stupid. And so spiritually, they done did what they had to do. And when you look at it, this brother Ye being at the top of his artistic game, big powerhouse in that industry, he know each and every one of them by heart. By heart. Hey, give you another example. He stood out there next to his car and he read a list of, I think, 30, 50 corporations that they own and control. And then he held up this cell phone with all this red on it. He said all these red, you know, signifies they own these corporations. He said, I call them the Red Brigade. And so they'll be quick to say, no, that's not true. That's not true. You know, I listen to everybody. And in order to get a well-rounded understanding of what's going on, you can't just pigeonhole yourself and extract all your information off of YouTube, because you're going to be done up. Seriously ignorant, filled with propaganda, running around with your eyes spinning around in your head, stuck on stupid, because you've been listening to the boob tube. They'll bop you upside the head with propaganda. Now you run around mad as hell and you all wrong because they've been lying to you. So I listen to a multitude of people across many platforms. And whenever they tell you that somebody is a tyrant, a bandit, a murderer, when America tells you that, you need to go sit down and listen to them. It's just like right now what's taking place in Haiti. They are trying to label the brother that's fighting against America's bullshit a tyrant, and they placing sanction on it, and got the black woman that's, you know, the UN ambassador to America sitting up, you know, talking about sanctions on the brother. But then when you go down there and get the story from them, which America never does, they never do that, get a mic to the people and let them explain to you what's going on. You see, I listened to another news source that they sent their reporter down there with the cameraman and went up in there through all that filth and trash and found that brother that America is talking so much crap about and set him down, and he looked in the camera and answered their question and explained it in detail that they are trying to resist America coming in and killing them and taking their country. Now, when you listen to America telling you that guy is a rebel and he's fighting against the country and he's making things hard for the people. But when America killed the president and put a puppet in there, that means a puppet that danced by America's tune. This Negro sent up there and raised the gas price in Haiti. If Haiti ain't the poorest nation in the West, I don't know what is. In the Western Hemisphere, Haiti got to be the #1 most poorest, desolate place over there in the Western Hemisphere. And why in the hell would you raise the price on anything? And 95% of the people cannot afford to get that fuel. Just a very, 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 very small amount of people can afford to buy the fuel. So the brother went out there and said, okay, damn it, none of y'all gonna get this fuel. And so they was pissed with that. That's what that was about. And he sat down and explained it to him, because CNN didn't roll up in there and say, okay, we want to get a balance, a complete understanding. We want to hear from the president of Haiti, and we want to go out here and talk with these people they call the opposition. CNN don't do that. Just like when I didn't understand what they was telling me about Idi Amin, the Israelis was telling me, because they was calling me Idi Amin. 40 years later, I'm sitting in my house listening to an interview to Idi Amin telling the world about his interaction with the Israelis. I'm like, I be damn. So that's why I'm telling you, this is not about an individual. This is a spiritual initiative that is uncovering the lies and the deception that have had this whole world duped to think one way about us and them. Done painted us like we the worst people ever hit the planet. And they so holy and thou. We the righteous. You got to have sympathy for us. And at the end of that sympathy, they getting your money. And you know that. You got to have compassion on us because of what we experience. Well, what about the African slave? That ain't significant. That's irrelevant. But just have compassion on us. And woe is us. And still getting paid. Because you getting played. You get played, they get paid. And now the jig is up. And you see when something spiritually jump off, you can't bag it up. You can't go and catch it and put it in a net and stuff it somewhere so you can keep on with your bull crap. Lying and cheating and getting over on the people. The spirit reveal, it wipes you. Ain't nothing you can do. I'll show you that one point. All right, let's make this real simple, real clear. Now, when Kanye stood out there and read the list of all these companies they control, first thing they said, that ain't true. You know, they don't really do. That's not true. But what you have to do is prove that it ain't true. He's standing out there reading you the list of all these corporations that they control. All right, so they had to come with their list proving that he lying. They never did that. And up until this day, I have never heard not one of them come with any rebuttal against anybody that's out here teaching. I ain't heard them come with nothing. Because you know what? Spiritually, they tied up like a pretzel. Why? They don't even realize that they assisted Kanye in telling the truth. What do I mean? When he read that long list of names of corporation they control, the first thing they gonna say, that's not true. You know, Kanye got mental problems. Kanye is a knucklehead. Kanye this, they say all that. Because what? That's all they've been doing for years. You see, when they get you caught up with they sympathetic or what happened with them, you get all sympathized. And then because you so sympathetic toward what they telling you they went through or they forefather, then you're not going to question the next thing they tell you because you got, oh, you're so compassionate to what they experienced. Then next thing they tell you, you're going to believe it. You're going to believe it. And then you're going to believe it. And then they tell you something else. You're going to believe that. And so now what happened is they've been telling you stuff for so long, you don't believe everything they said because that's what they do. That's, you know, I mean, we got to understand their experience. We got to show compassion to them, those poor immigrants. Shit. And so now they haven't had to show you any proof. It's just what they say. That's what has carried them all this time. Their word, just be able to tell you something. And you done accepted it as true because it's the holy people that had this such terrible experience and we're such holy people. Shit. Why they don't want you to read that book? I'm reading the book and I can see why they don't want you to read it. Man, if I was that damn nasty, I wouldn't want you to read the book neither. Whoa, did I just say that? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? And so now, let me show you how the spirit binds their butts up in a knot when you're on the wrong side of the spirit. The brother stood out there and read all these corporations and told you they control it. And they gonna come back and say, no, that ain't true. Did you see the list of the 200 names that wrote a cease and desist letter to Barnes and Noble and Amazon to stop selling the Hebrews to Negroes information, the book, DVD, CD, whatever, and the download? Did you see the list? Did you see their position in the company? They either was the founder, the owner, the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, COO, Chief Operation Officer, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, Board of Director, Executive Board, running everything. They let her. So I'm like, wait a minute now. If you sitting up trying to say this brother is lying and he's not telling the truth, why the hell would you put together a letter with your name on it and your position in the company telling them to stop selling it? You just verified that what the brother said 2 days ago is absolutely true. So they don't even see that. Because now, and I'm finna prophesize on you, the same damn thing that they have caused the world to hate us, that's gonna fall on them now. That's gonna fall on them. I'm prophesizing now. Better listen. They have caused the whole world to disdain black men like me. And when I walk down the street, lock the doors. That's what they did. Out of Hollywood and they movies and they media. But the seal have been broken. And that same disdain that they caused the world to fall on me is now going to fall upon them. Because when the whore is revealed, we're going to find out who it was behind them scenes doing all that shit. Just like the Wizard of Oz. When I was teaching this thing about the devil, I went to the Wizard of Oz and I asked the people in the audience, have y'all seen the Wizard of Oz? They're like, yeah, we seen the Wizard of Oz. I said, y'all seen the movie? And everybody said, yeah, we seen the Wizard of Oz. I said, okay. Then where did they find the dog at? Toto, when it ran off. Everybody stopped and they, wait a minute, you all said you saw the movie, The Wizard of Oz, right? Yeah, we saw it. Okay, where did they eventually find the dog, Toto, when they found the dog? You remember Toto ran off. Some people are like, yeah, I remember. Okay, where did they find the dog? Well, the people have forgot in the audience. So I said, listen, let me remind you. They found the dog behind the curtain. I said, when they got up in the land of Oz, they got into the castle and they was looking for the dog, the Tin Man, the Lion, and Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and they saw this curtain. And they snatched the curtain back to look back there to see if the dog Toto had ran back there. And what did they find back there? The wizard. And what was he doing? He was back there with the technology, pulling on the levers and speaking in the mic. I am the wizard. And you can hear him all over the land of Oz. Sound like a big, powerful God. I am the Wizard of Oz. But when they snatched that curtain open, it scared the literal crap out of him because he did not expect that to ever happen. And he looked around, and what was he? A little raunchy, white, ugly, feeble, bad hair, bad skin, red eyes, heathen, using technology to fool you. Good God Almighty. Y'all gonna make me put my priesthood robe back on, and I'm gonna be out there teaching again. God Almighty, no shame. A little raunchy, old, feeble, white man with bad hair, bad skin, pink around the eyes, bad breath, nervous. They snatched that curtain open, scared the crap out of him. And that was the wizard using all manner of technology to fool the people, to make the people think he was so great. But he wasn't ish. Woo! Talk to me now. Y'all gonna make me put my priesthood robe back on. I was anointed in 2003, Hebrew priest in Jerusalem after studying 7 years. See, I studied their books too. The Talmud, the Mishnah, the Gemara. I know what they say. I know exactly what they teach. Those holy books of Judaism, Judea, I've been there, done that. I know Sanhedrin, what's up in there, 115a, 114b. I know exactly what they say. I know that they rabbis are more revered than anything in the scriptures. I know what it says in the Torah, in the Talmud. It tells them, pay attention to what the rabbis teach and not books of the Old Testament. Y'all think I'm playing. See, you have to, when you go to battle with an enemy, it's always crucial, very important. The first thing you do recon on your enemy. Find out how they think. You find out how many is it of them. Find out where they located. Find out what their philosophy and doctrine is. Try to find out how they fight their battles. What is their battle plan? What is their philosophy in fighting? Everybody don't fight the same way. You got street fighter, you got kung fu fighter, you got karate fighter, you got MMA fighter, you got wild, no form fighters, gunfight, knife fight. You understand? So you have all these different modes of fighting. And the opponent that you're gonna fight is always a good idea to do some recon and get an understanding of his fighting technique. And so with these individuals, you got to go read their documents and read their paper to understand how they think. And so as I'm reading through Hebrews and Negro, I get a better understanding as to why they don't want you to read it. Yes, it's information. It's information. We're in the information age. And due to the computer and technology and the internet, man, information can move at the speed of thought. Kabam! Yes, so this is way, way bigger than Kanye and Kyrie and people and us. You know what I'm saying? It's about the spiritual awakening of the black brother and sister. Another point. I watched Shannon Sharp. I mean, I used to respect Shannon Sharp. I used to respect Big Shaq because I was down in Florida when they were building that skyscraper. I was working around the corner, operating the crane over there on Brickell Key, and I remember the building and Shaq went in partnership. They had this picture and some white dude. They went in partnership to build a building. So I used to have a lot of respect for Shaq. I lost it when I heard him call Kyrie Irving an idiot, knowing that he's showing the daggone movie in his theater. So I lost my respect for Shaq. I'm like, dude, seriously? Wow. Oh boy, it's crazy, man. But hey, this is a beautiful season for the elect and the true anointed of the Holy Spirit of the Creator, the true Creator, not the one you've been lied to, the white guy, not that one. It's just ironic to be sitting up in a house, all black folk, and the Savior slapped on the wall in the highest picture in the house, and he white. And we never thought about that. We never thought about that. How are you black folks up in this house, and the only white person happens to be the Savior that you praying to come save you, but that ain't never showed up, and all you left with is be patient. Nobody know the day nor the hour. The Lord God of Israel. Ooh, he coming back. When? Oh, you mean the dude that they whacked up in Jerusalem up there on Mount Calvary the other day while I was up there? That guy that was hanging between the two thieves? That dude, they killed him. That's what they say. And he was a man. Stayed dead 3 days. But he came back to life. Really? Man, nobody questioned it. Because we was taught, don't you question it because you questioning God. You can't question God. They made you just a mental zombie to eat whatever kind of crap they fed you. Oh, he came back to life in 3 days. They done tacked this dude to the cross and whacked him and threw him off in a hole. And you mean tell me he crawled out 3 days later alive? Damn. What? You know what? Yes. They had me. They had a lot of us, and they still got a whole lot more believing that. Okay, all right. Okay, let's just say, for conversation, let's say it did happen. Okay, let's say that he really did get tacked on the cross, got whacked, killed, in 3 days he crawled out the hole alive. Heart, they posted, drove a nail through the heart, the hands and all that kind of drama. Let's just say hypothetically that really happened. And let's just say hypothetically, yes, 3 whole days, 72 hours later, this dude pops back to life somehow and he crawled out the cave, the hole, or wherever they had him at. All right. Okay. Now, they say that happened 2,000 years ago, right? I told you I'm 61. Now, I'm 61 years. And if you ask any Christian today, December 1st, 2022, how long ago did Jesus die on the cross for our sin? They're going to say 2,000 years. Now, this is where the Nubian king have an issue with the clock. I'm like, what kind of daggone clock y'all using? Because when I was born, my mother and grandmother was going to church, hearing the same information, that he died on the cross for our sin. Now, I just popped up. 61 years later, I got 3 children, 2 grandchildren, and my son one of my sons married to a sister that is a staunch, hardcore Christian. She said that he died on the cross 2,000 years ago for our sin. You know why that woman don't like me? I said, but what about when I first met her, I think I was 55. I said, but what about my 55 years? She said, what do you mean? You say Jesus died on the cross for our sin, right? I said, yeah. She said, yeah. She got all, when they said, oh yeah, our Lord and Savior. I said, wait, hold it before you run off there. What about my 55 years? She said, what do you mean? I'm 55 years here. When I was born, that's what my mother was dealing with. He died on the cross 2,000 years ago. Don't you think it should be today 2,055 years ago, our Lord and Savior died on the cross. That makes more sense to me, like we using the same clock. But here it is 55 years later, y'all still saying 2,000 years ago. What, did the clock break? Or is this just some trick? Now I'm 61 and they still saying 2,000 years ago, and they still haven't added my 61 years of living on this planet into the time. So you see what I'm saying? It's something fishy there. I smell a rat. Something in the soup. Something ain't adding up. Because if we talking about time, T-I-M-E, then according to the C-L-O-C-K, the clock says that 2,000 and my 61 equals 2,061 years, but they don't say 2,061 years. They still saying 2,000 years ago this cat died on the cross for our sin. Now, another point. I gave you that okay, he come back to life. I gave you that, okay? Because still, I don't believe that. Because if any man die and be dead 3 days, you ain't coming back, partner. If that's so, I would love for my father to come back. Because he died when I was little son. Get him back. So I gave you that. I said, okay, he died and he came back to life. The next point is you say 2,000 years ago, he was killed on the cross for our sin and then he came back to life. Okay, then my next question is where in the world is he at for these 2,000 years? Where he been living? Because you never said he left the planet. You just said that he came back to life after they whacked him for our sin. Now my question is, where is he at for all these years? Because you said he's coming back in a cloud and all eyes shall see him. Okay, but how did okay, right now in Israel, it's daytime. It's like what, 10:30, 10:25 in the morning? So that means in America, it's pitch black dark. How you gonna see him in the sky in the pitch black dark and ain't no moonlight? You see what I'm saying? I mean, over here, it is not a cloud in the sky. December 1st, all blue skies. You can see it right here on the video. I'm slow to turn the crane around. Y'all see it's all blue skies. This is December 1st, 2022, 10:25 in the morning. Ain't a cloud in the sky. So how you gonna show up? If he popped up today, what he gonna do? Because they say he gonna appear in a cloud in the sky and all eyes shall see him. When we believe that stuff. Mindless followers just listening and sucking it up. Ooh. But today, you see, what's his name? Carter G. Woodson, that said, lifting the veil of ignorance off the Negro. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I forget the brother's name. And so these are the things that have held us in psychological mental prisons. Listening to people talk this bullshiggity and we not question it. Because of fear. They use the same fear tactic for years, you know, to their success. During the slave trade, they would take the strongest brother that everybody respected amongst the slaves, bring him out, bring all the slaves, beat him to almost death, tie him between two horses, tar and feather, and put him apart. And what did that do? It instilled fear in the other slaves to say, don't you dare challenge my authority. So now they want to take Kyrie Irving and drive him the same way. So where did they get that technique from? How did they know about that? Slavery never stopped. This is what I'm saying. Slavery never stopped. Because why? Why slavery never stopped? It was a great business. Buying and selling slaves, that was a big business. And these very people that's talking all this crap today about Kanye West, believe it or not, they own people wrote about their activity heavy-handed in the slave trade. It wasn't nobody else. It was their own authors that wrote about that. And I've read many of those writings. See, I'm here in Israel. I get a lot of stuff that you all don't know. But I never knew anything about the Nation of Islam writing nothing. The book they put out, The Secret Relationship, I never read that book. I had read the Jewish writings. So when the Nation of Islam did put it out, I was able to go in there and see some of the damn books that I read. What? Come to find out, they simply did the same thing I did, but they put it in book form. So they didn't write the information. They just compiled it together in one book and put it out. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. That's what they did. The rabbis wrote, you know what I'm saying? One rabbi in particular, you know, this knucklehead was trying to challenge me on the social media, and he was trying to claim, no, they didn't have nothing to do with it. I said, listen, let me read you something here. And I told him the rabbi name, the book, the page number, the year, the ISBN, you know, you can go and get it, copy, whatever. And he said it is imperative for us to maintain the slaves for our benefit and our wealth. This is what the rabbi wrote. You understand? So this is the type of information that they are unsuccessful in suppressing. You ain't gonna be able to do it no more. Why? The spirit done changed now. You see, when Michael Jackson stood up there and said the things that he said, he was the harbinger. The harbinger is like that very first person to come out, you know what I'm saying, from a crowd of people. The harbinger. Michael Jackson was a harbinger. Prince was a harbinger. Muhammad Ali was a harbinger. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was a harbinger. These have been the first people along this pathway of us reuniting with our spirits and our mind and our pure consciousness, right? That was going to be this day. This day was destined to happen. We just didn't know when. The day that the spirit of the creation will roll on this planet and cause us to be reunited and repositioned back to our God-created position, and those that have worked evil against us shall be revealed, and they're going to be chased off. It ain't diddly squat day or nobody going to be able to do about it. You say, because what it say in the book now, I will not meet you as a man. You know, it's like it says in the scripture, brother, you know, Yah, you whoop me. Don't let man do it. Because man go overboard. You know, they get emotional and they start beating your butt just unmercifully. But if the Creator whoop your butt, you can be all right with that. He going to give you just exactly what you need and get off you, and that's it. But that's why he requested, Yah, you whoop me. Don't let them. Because he know they go overboard. And so in this situation here, the same disdain and fear of black people is going to fall on them now. Because this is a spiritual reality that we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And nobody can stop it and do nothing with it. That's why they weren't able to take this information out of Amazon. People still download it, still buying it, still reading it. Hard copy, you know, paperback, whatever. Brother website, it's out there now. Just like the brother said on the interview with the young boy, he said, me and Ron Dalton been friends for years. He said, I've been knowing about this for years. Now you got to think how many other thousands and millions of black folk been knowing about the information. But see, now, in these days, the spirit done brought it all to life. It's all ignited now. The flame of truth is burning. The fire of desire to know is burning. And you're not going to be able to put it out because it's a spiritual fire. And so now, the whole world going to see. I'll be damned. That's them? Yeah. Brother told you that. Brother stood up there and read the list of all these people that's controlling these corporations. And these people say, nope, that's not true. But then what happened? They put together a letter to make Barnes & Noble and Amazon stop selling it and put down their names and all the companies and corporations they own. They did it themselves. So when they was trying to say Kanye didn't do it, they were spiritually blinded to not even think that what they were sending out there before the world was proof that Kanye was right. You see that? See, that's why I'm saying this is spiritual. Man, when you lying, you got to know what the truth is. Because if you don't know the truth, you'll end up telling the truth thinking you lying. And that's what the letter represented. They thought they was doing something slick because now the spirit has fallen against them in a manner they ain't never had to deal with before. And they wrote the letter and told on themselves. Good God Almighty, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is all spirit now. This ain't got nothing to do with individuals. Killing Kanye is not. Why? Why? You can't kill a spirit. You take a bullet and try to shoot a spirit, everybody be dead. And then you ain't even hit the spirit. Spirit's still going on. Still going on. And you still shooting. Done ran out of bullets. The spirit there. All right, so got any more bullets? I'm still here. So this is where I'm saying this is a spiritual, beautiful thing for those of us black men and black brothers and sisters who have been ridiculed, ostracized by what they've done in the media, Hollywood, and the network, and always talking bad about black people, and then like, oh, we experienced this. Oh, you need to be sympathetic to us, and then don't want to say nothing about the African Holocaust. Well, you know what, buddy? I ain't got to do nothing but sit back and watch it now. I got a lot of popcorn at the house. You know what I'm saying? And I just watched the movie, the Spiritual Revelation. Yep. Every day is something new coming out. Information that we ain't heard. Idi Amin? Wow. Now I see why they was talking so bad about the brother. Because he know. He know. He know. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And so this is the vindication that says my analysis is correct. This is a spiritual movement here. How in the world you gonna look up 40 years later, after they was calling you Idi Amin, that a video winds up on your phone of an interview of Idi Amin himself telling the world about his interaction with those people? I be damn. This is Nubian King talking to you just because we love you from the spiritual capital of the world. Yep, Northeast Africa. Yep, this is Africa. The Suez Canal don't make this not Africa. We are in Northeast Africa. And I said this to you because I love you. Y'all about to make me put my priesthood robe back on. The breastplate of the 12 stones of the house of Israel. Y'all about to make me get out there and get to teaching again. I'm telling you. You about to make the big man suit up. Yeah. I told you, this is the house of intellect. Yeah, buddy. Then you got a lot to think about. Because the Nubian King done broke it down. You know. You're not stupid. Oh, boy. Yeah, I said it because I love you. Because I love my people. Always have. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you knuckleheads do. Y'all get on my goddamn nerve. But I love you knuckles. You know. What you come up here talking. What you doing, knuckle? I love you. You black brothers and sisters out there doing all that stuff. Oh, under the man, y'all. We been under one of the worst atrocities ever upon any human on this planet. Not for a week, a day, a few years, or a minute, for hundreds of years, and we still laughing and joking and having babies and drinking and talking ish a mile a minute like ain't nothing happening. Ain't that something? If it was them, they wouldn't have lasted one day. Hell, I had the Chinese when I was listening to a lecture. I was studying at DeVry Institute of Technology. The Chinese mentioned in his lecture about how powerful black people are. And he used slavery. to verify what he was saying. And we sitting up here, we learning electronic computers and technology. What? And he just wanted to make it a point because what he was saying about how many young African brothers and sisters have excelled exceedingly in technology. And he was just giving us praise to say that even after all that we've gone through as a people with slavery, here we scoring the highest scores and doing the greatest work in one of the most difficult fields that most people can't comprehend, electronic. Because when you're dealing with electronic, especially repairing a computer, you don't see nothing moving. And the point that he was making is we dealing with all these IC chips and diode resistors and everything, and you can't see nothing move. The only thing you see is what you're supposed to see on the computer screen. And if it ain't there, you got to open it up and go in there and try to find out what the problem, and there's nothing that you can see because it's all electrons inside of these little components. And a lot of people can't, it's like they got to see something. But in electronics, you don't see nothing. You have to pull it up, a signal on an oscilloscope or a spectrum analyzer. Then you can see the data bus or the address bus, 5 volt, 0 volt, 10 volt, and that's where you see something. But the most of the work, you looking at this board and you don't see nothing moving, but you got to figure out what's wrong with it. And so he was just praising African people because we had another type of knack on repairing the equipment, and we did exceedingly well, black folk. And he just happened to mention after all that we've gone through as a people, even slavery, he said our people would not have made a day in those conditions. And one of the young students asked him a question, why not? He said, because we ain't built like African. I'm like, damn. So all along the way, we have been hearing little bitty tidbits of our greatness. But that was highly suppressed by this other group of people that was actually, in fact, sucking the life out of us and maintaining our disunity. Because in our disunity, we're strong individually, but we unbelievable as a group. So they've been able to suck the life out of us in our individual little group. Like you got the big Shaq talking crap as an individual. Now, because he said that, black folks done turned away from him. What? Because why? He's stupid, don't realize this is a spiritual gathering of the house of Israel, the true children of Israel. And now his buddies outside, him and Charles Barkley, got to look in. Got to look in. Shouldn't have said that. Should have never said that. Didn't have to say that. Like the other dude that was there didn't open his mouth. That was the best way to do it. Well, I ain't got no comments at this time because I'm still analyzing the situation, looking over it to see exactly, what I need to say. And that'd have been cool. But you want to go over there, oh, he's an idiot. Trying to really show your master you was a good old boy. Okay. Say that. Now you good old boy. So anyway, yeah, man, this is it is an incredible, beautiful time to be alive on planet Earth as a black man, because they sure had us buried. Man, they did such a job on the brothers and sisters that it's it had to be the devil. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be coming from the synagogue of Satan with that level of wickedness and evil to think like that, because you know what the teaching says. These jokers, they wise to do evil. It's how you sit up and think of stuff like that because you evil. It's just like when you're a righteous person, you always coming up with some righteous stuff. Like the brother that put together the machine that makes the water out of air. His name, now he's a brother that made a machine. He ain't selling it because his sincere desire is to get the water to the people that need it. And more than likely, in that case, they ain't got no money to buy no machine. So he worked his magic and came up with the parts and the machine and the money from donation, however he did that. and just put the machine out there so the people can have good water. All right, now, of all names, that brother's name is Moses West. That's his name, Moses West. Of all names, Moses. Now think about that. Here's a brother whose name is Moses. And Moses is one of the most profound characters in Christianity outside of Jesus himself, right? Now, Moses, to me, is the epitome of ye shall be a blessing to the nations. That's the Abrahamic covenant between God and his people on the house of Abraham. He said what? To come under this blessing, circumcise your male child in the 8th day. So when you circumcise your male child in the 8th day, that brings you into the house of Abraham to be able to be that blessing and receive those blessings from the God of Israel, and to be able to be a blessing for all nations on the world. Now, when you look at black folks, the many inventions and creation and things that black folks have brought to the world definitely fulfill ye shall be a blessing unto the nations. Because he didn't say the water machine is racist, only black people could drink out of it. He said the people that needs it. Them white folks, Hispanic, everybody drinking that water. The nations is drinking the water. So the brother put the machine together and made the manifestation of the word of God come true. Ye shall be a blessing unto the nation, because we are coming from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 sons out of the house of Israel. Ye shall be a blessing unto the nation. Because I got circumcised too in the 8th day. My mother, she told me, yeah, got circumcised. All right, now, when you look over there on the other side, you tell me, with all the money they control and all the power they will, what is the blessing that they've done for the nation? Because I've noticed they only been collecting money for themselves, and they use it to their benefit. I ain't seen them come out and say, okay, well, we got all this money we run. Let's go ahead and make this, get it to the people. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe you know. But I ain't never seen or heard. I'm living right here in Israel. Y'all don't even know what I'm going through financially with these bandits right now. Money, 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 money. Give me, 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 give me. Money, 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 money. Give me, 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 give me. Wait a minute, hold it. But you need to donate, because our people was in, oh man. You see what I'm saying? So here's Moses West, a live living brother that giving water to the people. You remember the other brother up there in New York? They said that this heathen went in and killed them brothers and sisters in New York, was actually a hit on the brother that was a police officer that put together the engine that run by water. That ain't the first time that happened. When I first came into truth way back when I was 17 years old, a brother let me read a book about a farmer that owned a tractor that put together an ion generator. That means that he ran the tractor off air. He made this box that it had copper plates, newspaper, and aluminum foil. Copper plates, newspaper, and aluminum foil. Copper plates, newspaper, and aluminum foil. So on and so on. He said that's an ion gatherer, because when the air come in the hole on one side and it goes back and forth, passing past those copper plate, newspaper, and aluminum foil, what comes out the other end is ion doped air. Ions. Now you can take the ion and use as energy, right? And so the brother made a 100% efficient carburetor, and he put the exit pipe from the box he called the ion gatherer over the carburetor and hit the switch. The engine started running. Zero gas, ran off air. Yep, he disappeared. But I remember the technology because I read the book. It was an orange book. Then there was another dude that created a super efficient engine that he put 1 gallon of gas in the car in Miami, and he drove all the way up 95 to Washington, D.C. on 1 gallon of gas. And when he got to DC, he still had gas left in the car. It was still, fuel left. 1 gallon. Where did he go? Kicking back on the sands of the Fiji? No, that dude probably buried under the sands of Fiji. You feel me? Tell you something else. I have an experience I had. I'm driving big rigs in America. I'm driving for this company, and I had this delivery up at Waukegan, Illinois. And the truck stop I needed to fill up was 30 miles south of where I had delivered. So it's cold as a witch's titty up there in Chicago in the wintertime. And me being from the south, it kind of caught me off guard. And I just didn't even notice that I was out of fuel. So I'm running down the road and the red light comes on. I got 30 more miles to go. And I'm like, yikes, is this for real? So I pull over to the side, get out, and I eyeball my tank. It ain't no fuel in the tank. It ain't even no fuel running back through the return lines. For those that understand diesel, you have the fuel that go out to the fuel pump, and then you have fuel to come back in the tank. It wasn't even none coming back. That means there was no fuel in the lines, zips, nothing but air. And when I opened the tank, it just suction, the pressure, it was shoop, I'm like, man. And so I put the engine was still running though. And I put the cap back on the tank. And I said, I don't know why this truck is running, but it just could be my blessing. I'm going to push this baby and get as close as I can to that fuel station. 30 miles down the highway. I'm in the big rig, right? And so I'm sitting up there, man, just as nervous because I don't want to run out of fuel and this engine shut down. So that bad boy was running. It's steady running. I'm 30 miles out. I'm 25 miles out. I'm 20 miles. I'm 15 miles out. I say, oh boy, I'm getting close. I'm 10 miles out. I'm getting real close. 5 miles. I say, man, I wonder could I make it? And I get off at the exit. When I get off the exit, I'm gonna tell you what happened. When I took the thing out of gear to downshift, the RPM went up. And I couldn't hardly get it back in gear. I had to scrape the gear. Boom. I'm like, what in the smoke is going on? I thought the daggone thing was out of fuel. But this engine is running so hard and strong. When I take it out of gear, the downshift to put it in first gear so I can get up out of there, the engine RPM picks up and go faster. I'm like, what the hell? I eyeballed the tank 30 miles up the road, and it wasn't even no fuel coming back on the fuel return line, which means the tanks was DRY, dry. They was dry. And I'm like, why in the world is the engine running so hard? But I said, okay, don't worry about it. I got it in gear, and I got over to the service station. The truck stop. I pulls up to the pump. I said, man, I don't believe this. So I get in, I get ready to turn off. I turn the switch off. Daggone engine don't stop. The switch is off. The dad blasted engine is still. I knew you all don't believe this. I know you don't believe this. This is a big rig, a Freightliner. I'm running out there, and I turn the key off to shut the engine down. The daggone engine is still running. I'm like, what in the heck? Do I have a ghost up in it? What's going on? I tried the key back and forth. I said, maybe it's a short in the key. So I on the key, off, on, the lights come on, light go out. I said, well, if the lights go off, that means the key working. The dashboard light up, the dashboard go out. The dashboard light up, the dashboard go out. The dashboard light up, the dashboard go out. I said, well, the key working, but why in the smoke the engine don't stop? You know how I had to get that engine to shut down? I had to force it in first gear. Yeah, boom, it get in first gear and come off the clutch. The brakes on, the tractor unit, the brakes on the trailer, and I'm sitting up there fighting it, and that bad boy, boom, and finally it shut down. Everybody looking like, what the hell is going on with this guy? I'm trying to stop the engine from running that has zero fuel in it. I am totally bamboozled. What in the smoke is going on? When I filled the truck up with fuel, everything was normal. Change the gear, engine RPM fall down. It's driving normal. I never forgot that. So a while later, I found out that that book that the brother let me read, the diesel engine is a perfect ion burner. Now, I don't want to get too technical with you, but the diesel engine is a hermeneutical seal power plant, which it don't run, the fuel is not ignited by a spark. Like a gas engine, you have the spark plug, or in these new engine, they have computer control ignition, you know, where the computer send the spark in there according to the time. And so with the diesel engine, they don't use spark plug to ignite the fuel. They use pressure. They use pressure. And so they spray the diesel fuel in there, and the piston comes up, and it creates tremendous pressure, and that pressure causes the fuel to explode, bam. And when that happens, it creates heat. And so when you start the engine, that's all it takes, 1 or 2 turns, enough pressure builds up, explosion, heat, and boom, the engine running, diesel. So it shoots the fuel in there, compress it tremendously, explode, boom, push the piston down. That's the basic operating of a diesel without getting too technical. So being that that fuel is pushed in there, it's under extreme pressure. There's no room for air to go in or out, no room for fuel to go in and out. It's hermeneutically sealed. But here's the trick. Well, it ain't no trick, it's what they know. Whenever the diesel fuel fluid runs out, there's a valve in there to shut the airflow, anything from going up in the fuel pump. It's a valve that when the fuel, liquid fuel, is not present, the valve closes. Okay? And when that valve closes, no fuel, no air, nothing can get up in there, and the engine will stop running. What I found out was the valve in my engine had a problem that allowed air to leak up in there. Oh, lean sorted something? Okay. So what it was is I found out, you know, that the engine had the valve had a leak in it. When it closed, it didn't close fully, and it was sucking air up in there. And that's how it kept running. It was sucking air. Because the diesel engine is a hermeneutically sealed engine. That's how it was running off air. Now, did I say anything to anybody about it? No, not really, because why? What difference does it make? You know, that ain't even something, you know, anybody would even be interested in. But I'm just sharing that experience with you to let you know that that is true, you know, about these engines. These engines, right, they weigh 75% of the fuel that you put in the tank. You put 30 gallons of fuel in there, 75% of that fuel goes out as smoke, is wasted. Because they make these engines inefficient in order to keep you coming back buying more. This is the evil capitalists that we are surrounded by. You keep buying fuel, they keep making money. You don't buy fuel, they don't make money. So they make engine deliberately very inefficient that you can keep coming back buying their fuel. That is the way it goes. Yeah, whether you believe it or not, you don't have to believe me. They doing it. You don't have to believe me. They doing it every day. The majority of that fuel is wasted. They can easily make an engine super efficient. I told you the dude drove from Miami to DC on a gallon of fuel and got there and still had fuel left over. The guy made the fuel run off water, wind up dead. Why? Why you got to die? Because the billions and billions and billions of dollars they making off fossil fuel, the oil they pulling out the ground, and the gas they making, the diesel, the rocket fuel. I mean, you can't imagine the kind of money these jokers is collecting. You know what I'm saying? And why would they want to stop? So anybody pop up to threaten their income, got to go. Adios, amigos. Got to go. This is real, man. You know, I ain't got no reason to lie to you. All right. So anyway, listen, y'all done had a ball listening to me talking and everything. I done had a ball talking about it, enjoying you. But, okay, I'm going to relocate the crane now. We going on the other side to do something else. But why I be talking to you like this? It's because I love you. I told you. Y'all my people. Beautiful black folks. Bunch of knuckleheads. Should be doing all kind of stuff. Y'all see all them brothers out there marching on Kyrie's behalf? The IUIC was Israel Hebrew Israelite Church. You know what I'm talking about. I forget the name. IUIC. Yeah. But shoot, man, I love you, my folks, man. I mean, who wouldn't want to be with black folks? Huh? Why wouldn't you want to be a brother? Wouldn't you want to be a sister? Every other woman on the world want to be a pattern themselves after them beautiful chocolate sisters. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I said it because I love you. Love you with a perfect love. Yes, I do. Most definitely do. And how much do I love you? You know. Yeah, I love you from the basement of my heart way up to the attic of my mind. I love you 24/7. I mean, I love you all the time. This is your brother, Nubian King from Israel. Shalom.